Okay, good morning. We are starting our next chapter in religion. This is chapter B. And when we have our lettered chapters, it means that they are Bible chapters. We did the one on the patriarchs in Genesis. So now we are going to be working in the book of Exodus, and we're going to be learning about what happened in the Exodus. So think about what happened in Genesis. Um, we left off with Joseph in Egypt. So now we're into Exodus. So some key words and definitions. Now we saw on the test from chapter A that these keywords really come into play. So we need to understand these keywords because we'll see them again on the quiz. So slavery, we just learned about that in social studies. The state of a person who is the property of wholly subject to another person. An ancestor is a person from whom one is descended. So your ancestors are the people in your family that lived before you. Passover is the event that led to the release of the Jewish people from captivity in Egypt. And we're going to be learning the story of the Passover and why it's celebrated every year around Easter time. Decalogue. Deca in Latin means 10. So deca means 10. So it literally means 10 words. That log is words in Latin. So decalogue means the 10 words. Think about the big 10 that we know of from the Bible is the 10 commandments. So the Decalogue is another name for the 10 commandments given to Moses by God. So Decalogue, 10 words, those 10 commandments. Hello, this is Kate. I do. Yeah. Wiki's not in my homeroom. Do you need lunch? Will W, what lunch are you having? He's having hot lunch. Yep. Bye-bye. Yeah, make sure you check in the mornings. All right, so that Decalogue means the 10 commandments. Today, we're going to be hearing about God's voice in the burning bush. Who's God talking to in the burning bush? Satan. Moses. That's when he goes up and he's going to get, this is when he gets the 10, I think this is when he gets the 10 commandments. We're going to read about it. So let's find in our Bible, Exodus chapter 3. We're going to start with chapter 3 and we're going to read into chapter 4. So if you are at home, I have it on our Google Classroom. So if you don't have your Bible with you at home, you will be able to read it with what I've attached. So no excuses. So Exodus chapter 3. The Bible's here at school. It's on page 92. Starting at the big red 3. Meanwhile, Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. Leading the flock beyond the wilderness, he came to the mountain of God, Horeb. There, the angel of the Lord appeared to him as fire flaming out of a bush. When he looked, although the bush was on fire, it was not being consumed. So Moses decided, I must turn aside to look at this remarkable sight. Why does this bush not burn up? So that would be pretty amazing to see. You see this bush on fire and it's not actually burning. There's just fire. When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to look, God called out to him from the bush, Moses, Moses. He answered, Here I am. God said, Do not come near. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. I am the God of your father, he continued, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. the call and commission of Moses. But the Lord said, I have witnessed the affliction of my people in Egypt, and have heard their cry against their taskmasters, so I know well what they are suffering. So what's going on with the people in Egypt? Who knows, Bria? They're slaves. So right now the Israelites are enslaved in Egypt. So God's saying, I hear them. I hear their cries. Therefore, I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians and lead them up from the land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the country of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, the Perizzites, and the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now indeed the outcry of the Israelites has reached me, and I have seen how the Egyptians are oppressing them. Now go, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? I'm just a simple person. Why would I go to Pharaoh? Why me? God answered, I will be with you, and this will be your sign that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will serve God at this mountain. But, said Moses to God, if I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What do I tell them? God replied to Moses, I am who I am. Then he added, this is what you will tell the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. So this is a very important, this is the naming of God. His name is I am. God spoke further to Moses. This is what you say to the Israelites. The Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever. This is my title for all generations. Go and gather the elders of the Israelites and tell them, the Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me and said, I have observed you and what is being done to you in Egypt. So I have decided to lead you up out of your affliction in Egypt into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, a land flowing with milk and honey. They will listen to you. Then you and the elders of Israel will go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has come to meet us. So now let us go a 3 days journey in the wilderness to offer sacrifice to the Lord our God. Yet I know that the king of Egypt will not allow you to go unless his hand is forced. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all the wondrous deeds I will do in its midst. After that, he will let you go. What's he talking about?
The plagues?
Yeah, the 10 plagues. So he's saying, I know that the king isn't going to listen, so I'm going to send those 10 plagues, and then he'll have to listen. I will even make the Egyptians so well disposed toward this people that when you go, you will not go empty-handed. Every woman will ask her neighbor and the resident alien in her house for silver and gold articles and for clothing, and you will put them on your sons and daughters. So you will plunder the Egyptians. But, objected Moses, suppose they do not believe me or listen to me. For they may say, the Lord did not appear to you. The Lord said to him, what is in your hand? A staff, he answered. God said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a snake. And Moses backed away from it. Then the Lord said to Moses, now stretch out your hand and take hold of its tail. So he stretched out his hand and took hold of it, and it became a staff in his hand. That is so they will believe that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, did appear to you. Because does that happen to a normal person when they throw their cane on the ground? Does it become a snake? And then pick it up and it becomes your cane again? No. So that's going to be his sign to show them, God came to me. God sent me to you. Again, the Lord said to him, put your hand into the fold of your garment. So he put his hand into the fold of his garment, and when he drew it out, there was his hand covered with scales like snowflakes. Then God said, put your hand back into the fold of your garment. So he put his hand back into the fold of his garment, and when he drew it out, there it was again like his own flesh. You put your hand in your pocket, you pull it out, does it have scales all over it? Not normal. So that's another sign that God is with him. If they do not believe you or pay attention to the message of the first sign, they should believe the message of the second sign. And if they do not believe even these two signs and do not listen to you, take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry land. The water you take from the Nile will become blood on the dry land. So you're going to pour this water that's supposed to be clear, and it's going to turn red on the land. Moses, however, said to the Lord, if you please, my Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor now that you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and tongue. I have a hard time talking, especially in front of other people. The Lord said to him, who gives one person speech? Who makes another mute or deaf, seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, I will assist you in speaking and teach you what you are to say. But he said, if you please, my Lord, send someone else. Moses doesn't want to go. This is a huge thing, going to the king, going in front of all of the elders of Israel to take the Israelites out of slavery. This is a big deal, and he's scared. Then the Lord became angry with Moses and said, I know there is your brother, Aaron the Levite, who is a good speaker. Even now he is on his way to meet you. When he sees you, he will truly be glad. You will speak to him and put the words in his mouth. I will assist both you and him in speaking and teach you both what you are to do. He will speak to the people for you. He will be your spokesman, and you will be as God to him. Take this staff in your hands, and with it you are to perform the signs. So Moses is trying to come up with these excuses. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not eloquent. People won't believe me. People, why would they believe just me? I'm a simple person. So God's giving him the signs. And he's saying, I can't talk well. I'm not eloquent. When I speak, I stumble. I don't say things how I mean to say them. God's saying, I'll give you the words to say. And he's still pushing back. Send someone else. And God's like, okay, you are doing this. Okay, this is your job. I will send your brother Aaron with you to help. But you're going to do this. I need you. And we are going to find out what more Moses does. We're going to find out about those plagues and the Passover and how the Israelites escaped slavery. So for right now, you're going to fill out, you're going to circle the correct answer. So read those 5 questions, looking back on what we just read, to circle the correct answers. So those of us at home, we're going to say, have a wonderful day, and we hope you are well, and we see you soon.